Alright, hey guys, so last time you saw me, I was working on this thing. Well, I'm back at it. Last time you saw it, it had no front end, radiator, everything was out. Figured I wouldn't really record the rest of it just because it's not really that entertaining, but here's what I did. It's got new valve cover gaskets, new oil pan gasket, there's a couple other new things that have to do with oil. Trying to get it to stop leaking oil. Well, it still does that. So I think the engine, there's probably a crack in the block. Something along those lines, I'm not sure. I sourced a new motor at a junkyard and I'm going to be picking that up for this. It's has a lot less miles. It looks a lot cleaner than this one. So that's happening. Right now I'm just putting the air conditioning belt back on. Coming up, me and Sean, we both have two projects actually. The engine in my Supra knocks like hell, and his Supra, which is in the back garage, I'll show you in a minute, he's going with a different engine, so we need to take his out as well. I also sourced a new engine. My phone's getting called. Look at that. Suspected spam caller. The only issue is mine's a late 89, so the engine mounts and everything are different from later model Supras and earlier model Supras. That's great. I did find engine mounts that'll let me swap a 1J into a late 89, so that's probably the route I'm going to be going. Albeit it'll be more expensive. I also took the wheels off of this and put the Intrepid wheels on it, whereas I put the wheels on the Intrepid that were on it. This side is painted, the other side's not. I haven't painted the other side yet, but this thing is back on the road, still leaking oil. I have to drive it right now just because the Impala, my dad has it, so. And we're right in the middle of redoing some ceilings in the house, in the bathroom and in Sean's room, but I'm gonna get this air conditioning belt back on and then I'll show you guys Sean's Supra in a sec. Alright, well, AC belt's on. Coming here. Getting ice cold air conditioning. So that's good. Now I can shut this off from front of the back and oh, that feels nice. Actually show you Sean's Supra now. Well, I forgot to show you guys this too, but somehow when we were putting it all back together, we broke the hood latch. So went to O'Reilly's and picked up some nice hood latches. Why do you gotta, there we go. But yeah, we got hood latches on there. I got some yellow tint for the fog lights too, but I didn't only get it for that. I also got it for this because I want some yellow fog lights because I'm JDM AF. So heck to the yeah. Well, here's Sean's Supra. I'll give you a little walk around of it quick because my GoPro is about to die. But his is an 87, I think, with a 7M GTE in it. Motor's not starting, I'm not sure why. And that doesn't help the motor's case at all, not having the oil cap on it while it rains, because my garage is, yeah. Well, our original plans were to put this motor in mine, but being mine's a late 89, the motor mounts are just, you know, but he got his for $600, which is pretty good. I mean, the body itself, yeah, I mean, the paint's a little, God, the paint's a little messed up, but that's alright. I think he was going to repaint it anyways. His being a turbo, he also has the spoiler, which I'm jealous of, and we might actually end up putting this on my car, so I can be more JDM. Broken tail light because it's old. Turbo, Toyota Supra. Get in here quick. His is also an automatic, which will be changing. Interior it's dirty, but it's not bad for its age. Back seat's full of stuff, but it's Sean's stuff, so it doesn't matter. His engine plans, I think he was bouncing back and forth between an RB26 and a 1J. 1J obviously is going to be cheaper, but an RB26 swap in one of these would be certainly one of a kind. I know I've seen it on a Mark IV. Saw that online somewhere, but I haven't seen it done on a Mark III. His has the old steering wheel in it, which is sweet. I like these steering wheels. I mean, obviously I like mine more because mine works. But, you know, I'm sure this will get changed. The seats, they're all grimy and they're cut up and they're gross, but that's all right. That can all be changed. But yeah, that's Sean's Supra. I mean, it needs a lot more love than mine. It'll get there eventually when the funds present themselves, but I started to try and take it apart thinking maybe it's not starting because the timing's off. We're not sure. He's read that it's some sort of security issue. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it a whole lot. It'll when you hook a battery charger up to it, of course with the battery in it, I took it out to charge it, but when you hook a battery to it and it'll crank, it won't crank from the key. It'll crank from this here. This is hooked to the starter and you have to touch it to the positive terminal and it'll crank. But it'll crank, it just won't start. Now, yes, we are cranking it with the key turned to the on position and that, but it won't do anything. So, 7M GTE out, RB or 1J in. So that's Sean's plans with this. I think he's getting it, I don't know if he said repainted or wrapped or what, but new wheels, coilovers, you know, the typical stuff. He'll probably put yellow tint on his fog lights too. I don't know. I haven't talked to him a whole lot about it, or like what those simple small detail plans are. Mostly just the engine there, but his dash is also cracked, which I think his plans with this were to make it into a drift car, which is cool. That you don't see a whole lot of that in here, Iowa, at all. But we took a closer look in here. Let me get the camera down here. I don't know how the lighting is, but the turbo, there's no shaft play. There's a little chunk, you're not going to be able to see it, but there's a little tiny chip taken out of one of the fins on there. Excuse me. So I don't know if that went into the turbo or into the, you know, I don't know. But yeah, that's Sean's Supra in the garage now, just because we're gonna go ahead and pull the motor on this. I'm not sure when, but when we do, I'll be sure to record that. Also with mine, since we're gonna be pulling the motor in mine, we're gonna have to, you know, it's gonna be a fun process. Mine will be a lot easier because I don't have as many electronics as Sean's does. But let me take you inside the house and show you what we've been really working on here. All right, so when we walk in the house, his mom came over and cleaned the kitchen, and it looks better than it ever has before. But you come into the dining room area-ish, 4 sheets of drywall, and then this drywall jack and a whole bunch of other garbage. Come into the dark hallway. We'll start with Austin's room. His room's not getting much besides a paint job. And he mudded a few cracks and whatnot here. There's the ladder access we've been having to get into, and there's just a bunch of insulation on the floor. And I think he's tearing up his carpet, and he's keeping this hardwood. I think he's gonna sand it and finish it, whatever his plans are there. He's gonna be getting new carpet too. Okay, we'll take him to Sean's room. This is the room with the disaster right now. All the carpet's been tore up, and the old padding that was underneath it, which he said it just turned to dust pretty much when he tried taking it up. But we look up and there's no ceiling in Sean's room. That is because there were corners and stuff where it was soft and it was ready to come down. So we tore the whole ceiling down, got up there, moved the insulation out of the way, which was not fun to do, but we did it, and we have the drywall and everything. We just got to get it back up, and I need to finish this small corner. But there was a whole bunch of like wood and insulation and lath and whatnot just from tearing this down. I got all that cleaned out today. That's why I look dirty. My arms are filthy. And well, we did this same thing to the bathroom, but the bathroom is for the most part finished, aside from I have some plastic up here that I need to finish taking down. We need to do the up in the corners, and I need to mud the holes where the screws are at, and this split here in the wall where 2 drywall meets, I need to tape that and mud that. But I also need to finish cleaning the walls off of what's left of where the or not drywall, but wallpaper was. At some point I'd like to get rid of this tile and this heater. Okay, Google. Yeah, we're also gonna be, my dad's got a ventilation fan for up here to get rid of this one and this window. I really don't like it here, but it's here. There's really nothing I can do about that. Just because from like this wall over on the house was an addition, just because this house used to be an old like log cabin, like way back before Boone was even a thing. That's what my grandma will tell me. When you go up in the attic, you can't. There's no signs that it was, but my GoPro's about to die, so I'm gonna let you guys go. I don't know how long this video will be, but it's just a short, quick little update. When we get the car started, I'll be sure to record that. So I guess I'll see you guys in the next one.